I'm Eva, and welcome back to our corner of Springfield. If you've been a fan of The Simpsons for years, you know that the show is full of iconic jokes, unforgettable catchphrases, and legendary episodes. But what really makes Springfield feel alive are the small, sometimes forgotten details that remind us that The Simpsons is more than just a cartoon. It's a living world, filled with moments that deserve to be remembered. Today, I want to celebrate some of those overlooked gems, the quiet jokes, the hidden details, and the character moments that reveal just how much heart and genius went into creating this show. Let's start with Lisa. Everyone remembers her as the brainy overachiever, the moral compass of the family. But what often gets forgotten are the times when Lisa struggled with her identity, especially as a child genius in a world that doesn't always value intelligence. Episodes like Lisa's Substitute show us a tender side of the series. Her bond with Mr. Bergstrom is not just a storyline, it's a reminder that comedy can coexist with real emotional depth. For many fans, that final moment when he leaves her with a note saying, "You are Lisa Simpson," is one of the most powerful scenes in the entire series. It's easy to laugh at Homer's antics, but it's these emotional layers that make the show timeless. And speaking of Homer, yes, we all know him as the bumbling, donut-loving dad who can't seem to get anything right. But if you look closer, there are moments when Homer shows surprising wisdom and tenderness. One forgotten gem is in And Maggie Makes Three, where we learn why there are no pictures of Maggie on the walls of the Simpsons' home. The final reveal, that Homer keeps her photos at his workstation at the power plant as his reason for working, is quietly devastating and heartwarming at the same time. These are the kinds of moments that prove Homer is more than just a punchline. Then there's Bart. The world remembers him as the troublemaker, the rebel kid with "eat my shorts" and "don't have a cow, man." But beyond the prank calls to Moe and the slingshot mischief, Bart has his own forgotten depth. In Bart Gets an F, we see him face real vulnerability as he breaks down crying over failing school despite his effort. That raw honesty transformed Bart from a one-note troublemaker into a character fans could genuinely relate to. It's easy to forget that under all the mischief, Bart is still a kid trying to find his place. But The Simpsons isn't just about the family. It's about Springfield itself. This town is one of the most complex, layered, and hilarious fictional settings ever created. The side characters aren't just background noise, they're essential to the magic. Think about characters like Moe, whose grumpy bar owner exterior hides loneliness and insecurity, or Apu, who for years embodied both comedy and cultural discussion, long before debates about representation became mainstream. Even characters like Ralph Wiggum, with his bizarre one-liners, give us a unique view of childhood innocence and absurdity. These characters, often overlooked, create a living, breathing town that feels as real as any sitcom set. And then there are the hidden details, the blink and you'll miss it jokes. The writers and animators of The Simpsons loved stuffing every episode with visual gags, background jokes, and references that only eagle-eyed fans would catch. From clever signs on storefronts to quick parodies of politics, literature, and pop culture, every frame feels alive with humor. These hidden gems are what make rewatching the show so rewarding. You can see the same episode 5 times and still discover a new joke. That kind of craftsmanship is rare, and it's part of what makes Springfield so endlessly fascinating. Another forgotten aspect is the music. Alf Clausen's compositions, the musical numbers, and even the silly songs sung by characters all add layers of comedy and emotion. Who could forget "See My Vest," Mr. Burns' parody of "Be Our Guest," or the haunting "Baby on Board" barbershop song by the B Sharps? The music of The Simpsons is another reason why the show became larger than life, because it wasn't afraid to experiment with every medium of comedy. What I love most, though, is how The Simpsons managed to combine satire with sincerity. It could lampoon politics one moment and then deliver a heartfelt family moment the next. That balance is why the show became more than just background entertainment. For many fans, it shaped their humor, their view of society, and even their childhood memories. When we look back at Springfield, we don't just remember the jokes. We remember how the show made us feel. And here's the truth. The Simpsons is not just a show we watch. It's a show we live with. Its characters, its catchphrases, and its cultural commentary have become part of our own lives. We quote Homer when we make a mistake. We think of Lisa when we want to stand up for what's right. We laugh at Bart's pranks but also remember his heart. These connections are why Springfield feels like home. even if it's animated. So, as a fan, and as the curator of this channel, I want this space to be more than just clips and commentary. I want it to be a celebration of the details, the emotions, and the legacy of The Simpsons. Because for those of us who grew up with this yellow family, the show isn't just a cartoon. It's history, it's comfort, it's satire, and it's art. It's proof that comedy can change the way we see the world. If you've made it this far, then you're probably the kind of fan who loves those hidden gems, those emotional beats, and those forgotten details as much as I do. So stay tuned, because together we'll keep uncovering the treasures of Springfield. And remember, The Simpsons will always be more than just a TV show. It's a legacy that we get to share, celebrate, and pass on.